Afternoon. It is 1:15 in the afternoon, Friday afternoon. Wanted to do another video about Myra SMTs and condenser. And I've been banging on about it for the last couple of videos, but every time I look at another part of something that we need to update in what we're doing, me and Dale, in terms of like agency or virtual working or working on our time frame when we want to work, I keep hitting this wall of noticing that the price of something it's another cost. So for instance, one of the things that I really want to do on Upwork is to change into an agency, but that's like 20 bucks a month. So I've probably now for about 2 months been thinking about SMTs, a custom front end, and Myra, and the hosting costs of that per month. You know, maybe a $5 instance, $10 instance for the witness, maybe more, and a little bit of extra money for condenser, and running that instead of paying out $20 to a centralized platform like Upwork. Now, you don't get all the benefits, of course, of the jobs coming in, but I think there's a huge opportunity for the Steem blockchain. We've already got a site called Steem Tasker, which is for little micro tasks. But I think we've got a real opportunity to build little tiny micro agencies on the Steem blockchain. So instead of us having to do the kumbaya of going into communities and being hidden behind siloed discords, we can have these custom front ends that are very specific to the things that we're interested in, and often the things that the clients want as well. So a lot of that stuff is either VO or video or live streaming, or just somebody to deal with the everyday management of all those little social assets for a company. Maybe they're getting new products coming in, new packaging coming in. They want to take their existing SKUs and develop them out. So I'm thinking that at some point, working remotely will go decentralized. There's already platforms out there that pay you in crypto. Crypto adoption right now is being so like hardcore, being trying to be pushed down everybody. Like, it's not died yet, it keeps on going over 8k. You know, there's a lot of work on lots of blockchains, from Dash to Litecoin to even something like Grin, Mimblewimble, which is the best name in the universe for a blockchain. So it's not going away. So at some point I can see these chains and side chains all having stores of value in there and being able to interchange them in a really effortless way. You have to look at things like Wirex, the application to see how you can convert BTC to any currency. You can have a US card, a UK card. You can buy other cryptocurrencies, all in a simple, like 1 or 2 click app. Very simple. You don't have to learn about the blockchain. You don't have to know how it works. You can just change and sell and buy stores of value in those different cryptos. So why not on the Steem blockchain have custom front ends for agencies? So what is an agency in the modern day? So a company like Nokia or a brand, Samsung, might go to a digital agency or a digital strategy, looking to buy a digital strategy for a period of time, normally 12 months, 2 years, depending on what the product is or series of products is. And what they're trying to really do is build up a community of people that subscribe to that brand and love that brand, who use that brand already, or could be coerced from an existing brand that they use to their brand. And so that's multifaceted, right? It's multi-platform these days, from Pinterest to Instagram to Facebook to Twitter. You see it with fast food, right? So Wendy's and McDonald's, they've all got those strategies in place. McDonald's, for instance, has a 24/7 team and has a massive big manual of responses, canned responses that have gone by legal. So this is a common thing, but it's centralized. So you have a centralized agency that a brand will go to, and they win the tender for that business. So I'm thinking in terms of the immutable part of the Steem blockchain, how cool would it be to take condenser as it is, make it custom, so it's front end specific to the industries that you're in, or the work that you like to do, the things that you like to do. Communities are great to get to know each other, but from a business perspective, I mean, there's things on the business blockchain that I just would never use. I would never join a business alliance. I mean, it's just full of guys. I don't see any women in there. And that's one thing that kind of infuriates me, is that we've taken some of those centralized ideals and we keep on doing the same thing in decentralized ideas. I thought the idea was to decentralize ourselves, and be a node in the overall network, rather than be like lots of nodes centralized again on somebody else's vision. Like, everybody should be able to have their own little vision of this, and that's what gets me excited about the condenser and the Mira, because it brings that RAM price down so that anybody can do it. So what does a creative front end look like for a client? Well, so for instance, maybe a video client, what they're normally trying to do is they're trying to get feedback from a group of people, often with legacy, so they've been around on the internet for a while, they've been using that product, be it a camera, video equipment, things like that. And so what they're looking for is they're looking for the community that follows that person. They're looking for the number of people that follow that person, how often they watch that video, their videos that they put out, and the kind of comments they get back in that video. And then obviously there's a call to action at some point in the text or in the video. If you like this review, if you like the video, if you like the product, here's a link, you can get a discount, yada yada yada. Then the business comes from that. That's like the indirect way of selling these days. Well, imagine that amplified by like 1,000 times. That's kind of what a digital agency will do, is they'll make business relationships with brands, blogs, online places that have existing audiences. Well, with the Steem blockchain, we've probably got about 30 to 40,000 active users a day spread across all the different dApps. So instead of trying to mobilize all ourselves to come together on some kind of unified experience, which I think will just take forever because everybody's got an opinion about it, maybe it's better if we just fragment that like we are already fragmented as nodes, and just take governance over the things that we're interested in. And if that means custom front ends, and if that means 5 or 6 tags, so you're interested in video streaming, whatever it may be, and just build custom versions for your environment, for your team. And I think what's interesting about doing it on a blockchain rather than just building out a website and put in we are an agency and we have these 10 people and they're on the team, is the fact that we can upvote and comment and have the exterior blockchain, not exterior, but like be on the periphery of it, but still be part of the Steem blockchain. So I'm kind of waiting for Mira to drop now. I know most of it will probably be the Docker in a box version of it running, so I need to learn a little bit about Docker. But once that comes down in price, it won't feel so much of a ask to spin up an instance, because if it's reasonably cheap to spin up one, then I don't have to worry about it being up for so long, and I can play around with it a little bit. But I am looking for some assistance, some help with Condenser. So if you've played around with that on and pulled that from GitHub, the new version without all the wallet code, I would love to hear from you. But what do you think? Agencies, little creative agencies. So you might have like one for 20 to 30 year olds, 40 to 50 year olds, 50 to 60 year olds. There might be different industries. Yeah, I just think and those creative front ends could also work together with each other as well. So at the moment we've got like fragmented front ends where Busy's got a style, SteamPete's got a style, Steemit's got its own kind of like narrative and style. But what if it was just 20 condenser front ends for different, art, creative, video, marketing? I'd love to see that, because then you're not aligned to one group. There's not that awkwardness of like, I'm in this group and not in that group. You can just be like, well, I do a bit of that and I do a bit of this. I think the condenser front end needs a radical overhaul, and I'm hoping we see it in the next couple of months.
Drifting slowly into an empty space where I can go. I'm just a